Hello children, let's start with our English class. In the previous class only, we have started with the explanation of the poem The Wind by Robert Louis Stevenson. Before we move on to the next part of the poem, let's recollect what we have learned in the previous class. We should keep in mind the name of the poet, Robert Louis Stevenson. Here in this poem, the poet has personified the wind, means the poet is treating the wind as a person. Then the poet describes the impact of wind on the kites and the birds in the sky, and its effect when it passes by a lady's skirts. Then the poet addresses the wind and sings the glory of the wind, saying that it blows all day long and sings a loud song. These two lines have been repeated after each stanza in the poem. These two lines actually tells us about the theme of the poem, that the wind is present everywhere and it blows all day long, and the sound is here compared to a loud song. Then, in the next stanza, the poet had told the wind that he had seen the impact or the result of wind on many things, but he could not see the wind. So, here the poet gives emphasis on the invisible effect of the wind. Here also, the stanza ends with those two lines where the poet addresses the wind, saying that it blows all day long and sings a very loud song. So children, let's move on to the next stanza now. O you that are so strong and cold. Now, in this stanza, the poet is addressing the wind and saying, O wind, you are so strong and cold. Means you are very strong. We have already discussed the effect of wind on many things. So, there itself it has been proved that it has a strong effect on the things on earth. And the sensation of the wind we all know is cold. O blower, are you young or old? Now, as the poet cannot see the wind, so he is confused whether the wind is a cold, old or a young personality. And here the poet calls the wind as a blower, one which blows. So the poet is here confused whether the wind is young or an old person. So here it is very clear about the poet's use of personification in the poem. Then again the poet questions the wind, are you a beast of field and tree? The poet then questions whether the wind, as he cannot see the wind, so he is confused whether it is a beast of field and tree, whether it is an animal or not, or just a stronger child than me. Or you may be a child a bit stronger than me. So, here the poet is just like a child. He's like the questions that can come in the mind of a child. The poet is giving emphasis on that. So, he is confessing that whether you are like a child but a bit stronger than me. Now, after seeing the effect of wind on everything, In this stanza, the poet questions the wind. Thus, in this stanza, the poet is asking questions to the wind. O you that are so strong and cold, O blower, are you young or old? Are you a beast of field and tree, or just a stronger child than me? Then again, the stanza ends with the same two lines, saying that, O wind, you are blowing all day long. O wind, you sing a loud song. So children, in the poem The Wind, the poet is eager to know about the appearance of the wind. So basically, throughout the poem, the poet tries to convey the curiosity for the wind. The poet had made an attempt to express his curiosity towards the wind. So, he compares the wind to himself by saying in the last stanza of the poem, or just a child stronger than me. So, this is all about the poem The Wind by Robert Louis Stevenson. Now children, you will read the entire poem, giving emphasis on understanding the meaning of each and every line at home. After that, you will write this entire poem in the notebook. You will write the name of the poem, then you will write the entire poem, and in the last you should mention the name of the poet. Children, you may also decorate your work with beautiful drawing given in the book itself. Then you should write these 3 new words in the notebook. So children, what is your homework for today? You will read the poem, you will understand it, then you will write the entire poem along with the new words in your reader notebook. Thank you.